Greetings and blessings. Welcome to this space dedicated to sharing what's on my heart. I'm Kara, and today I wanted to take you along to make some delicious sun tea. I make sun tea about 2 to 3 times a week and just drink. This is, I think, a half-gallon jar over the course of a few days. So you need a big jar, you need 2 little baby kitchen helpers, and you need some herbs. So for my herbs, I'm going to start with red raspberry leaf. I do about 1 cup. This is for a women's tonic for me. Next, I'm going to do about 1/2 cup of nettle for the minerals and the nutrients. It's just a beautiful tonic herb. Next, I'm going to do some oat straw for a little nervine support. Again, very mineralizing, very gentle on the body, great tonic. Next, I'm going to do about 1/4 cup of fennel seeds. This is really good for the digestion. And then I rip open 2 tea bags of lemon balm. And this is really good for nervine support, for the belly, and just for overall mood support. Next, you're going to need to fill up your massive jar with some really high quality, good water. You could do spring water, filtered water. I'm using reverse osmosis water today. And you want to make sure you're coating your herbs as much as you possibly can with this water. I started running out of water at the end. No big deal. Then I recommend giving your herbs a very thorough stir just to make sure that they're all coated and wet and that they will be in the water when you're brewing it. Extra points if you can get your toddler to help stir it. He's the best help in the kitchen. Woo! Put a lid on it, and we're going to take it outside to your favorite sunny corner of your yard or house. I prefer to take mine outside, and come back a few times over the next few hours to give it a good shake, just to make sure those herbs are really getting wet and infusing into the water while it sits in the sun. My son was very curious about what we were doing. Likes to watch the herbs. Another good shake, this time with the other baby. I will shake it probably like 3 or 4 times while it sits in the sun. And I had to end up moving it at some point to a sunnier spot. And now I'm taking it inside where my youngest is going to help me strain it. You're going to need some kind of strainer and some bowls or jars to strain the sun tea into. So I just strain the sun tea into these big pitchers or measuring jars. I don't know. They're huge. I don't really know what to call them. And I strain the tea through the strainer, and I dump the herbs out into my compost bucket as I go along so that I don't overfill my strainer. And there's the rest of it. I let that last batch sit a little so some of the extra potent juices can go into the tea. And I dump those herbs into the compost. And then I give my jar a good rinse, and we're ready to sweeten it. This is optional. I like to put just a ton of honey. I think, let's see how many scoops I do. I do 1, 2, 3, four scoops of honey, and I could have done more. It was not as sweet as I usually make it. And I do a little pinch of salt for some extra minerals, electrolytes, that sort of thing. And then I add my tea back in, and I'm not worried about it dissolving the honey because it's pretty warm after sitting in the sun for like 3 or 4 hours. Nevertheless, you put the cap on and you give it a good shake so all that honey mixes into your sun tea. Next, you're going to get your favorite glass. And because it's a hot day, I'm choosing to ice my sun tea. There's some ice cubes in. Pour your beautiful, freshly brewed sun tea into your glass. And I like to top it off with a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon juice. It just gives it a nice little kick and depth of flavor, and give it a little mix, and your sun tea is ready to enjoy. Now, I keep my sun tea in the fridge probably for 2 days is what this will last me. And I like to mark exactly what it is when I create something. So I'm writing that this is my sun tea, although my family definitely knows this is Mama's sun tea. And I like to make it all fun and beautiful. And I will also write the date that I brewed the sun tea, because I will not keep it in the fridge for longer than maybe 3 days. I don't know though, because I will finish this tomorrow. So there it is. There's your beautiful sun tea. Enjoy.